Slamming his laptop shut on Dr. Now mid-call cemented Charles as one of the most disgusting and infuriating patients we've ever seen on my 600-pound life. And at just 5 foot tall and nearly 600 pounds, his weight was already life-threatening. But instead of following Dr. Now's plan, Charles wasted months following stupid diet advice, throwing tantrums, and living in complete denial about his progress. The worst part is that Charles hasn't known his own weight for years, and at age 29, it's not known if he'll reach his 30th birthday.
It's scary waking up because everything gets a little harder each morning. My body feels like a prison. I feel like I'm trapped. Like, I can get up and out of bed, but I get short of breath walking to the bathroom from my bed. I'll start losing my breath. On a bad day, as soon as I get up, you'll hear my knees like, they'll continuously like pop, 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 pop. The pain is usually excruciating.
And being just 5 foot tall, his extreme weight is even more of a danger because of just how short he is. Now yes, I know a lot of people say BMI is just a number, but it's a health indicator. And having that much weight on that short of a frame is dangerous. Now due to this extreme obesity, Charles also has a caretaker named Yelena that ensures his personal hygiene is looked after, as well as cleaning his home and cooking his meals.
I could not live by myself and I wouldn't survive. That's why I love my caretaker. She's the best thing. Like, I love her. She's awesome. Before me, she was my mom's caretaker.
Hot? You can feel it?
First she'll wash my hair, and then she'll wash my back. I don't fit in my shower, so I have to put my head over the tub. But I've got it so big now that I can't stay standing for more than 15 seconds. If I do that for too long, my knees start to hurt too much.
Other than going to the toilet, which he really struggles to do by himself and often needs help from Yelena, Charles doesn't ever really leave his bed. As well as Yelena taking care of him, Charles's brother Brad also takes on a lot of the care, which he struggles with quite a lot.
It gets challenging sometimes. He can't make food for himself, he can't go get water, nothing. He strictly relies on being able to call and have that person there to help him. But like my brother is the only person who ever stood up for me and told me I'm doing good in life. He's always made sure to tell me he's proud of me and that I'm doing a good job. So I kind of took it into my own hands to help my brother as much as I could. And he's my family. I gotta make sure he has what he needs, because I know he would make sure I had what I need.
Charles didn't really have an easy start in life, which is why he has such a huge dependency on food now. He was even addicted to hard drugs at one point, and it seems like he's traded one addiction for the other. Charles's mother was also a drug addict herself, frequently using other hard drugs, and ended up going practically insane. They lived in a rundown trailer park, and Charles was left alone to fend for himself the majority of the time. As his mother was never around, Charles would just eat whatever food he could get his hands on, as there was no one telling him to stop. He would also just eat easily accessible foods like crisps, chocolate, and sweets, just really high calorie foods, as he didn't have the ability to cook his own meals being so young. And by the time Charles was in middle school, he was over 180 pounds, and things just got worse from there.
Once I came to high school, I was going on 250 to 300 pounds. I started hanging out with the wrong crew. That's when drugs came into my life. It just got out of control from there. I guess my mom felt guilty that I was on my way to winding up like her. Her way of handling that was just to throw me out in the street. So I moved in with my grandparents full time. I would chase any high I can get. Somehow I still managed to finish high school and graduate. But not long after that, my grandma found out I was using, and she kicked me out. After that, I became homeless. And I was homeless for a good couple of years, really bad homeless. I was living a day-to-day lifestyle. I wasn't even thinking about consequences. That was probably the worst experience I've had. I was sleeping behind buildings. I remember I was laying on the side of the road one day, and we watched the kids driving by with their parents and snapping photos. Then I woke up one day to somebody kicking me and, bullying me just because, they knew I wouldn't be able to get up and defend myself. In the end, that's what finally motivated me to reach out to anybody I knew who could help.
Eventually, Charles returned to his hometown and admitted himself to rehab, entering the facility at 400 pounds. Despite recovering from this drug addiction, Charles really just traded one for the other, gaining another couple £100 in rehab. And at the start of the episode where we find him, he's living with his brother and sister in their rental property, both taking turns to look after him. The siblings do have a really close bond because of their childhood, with all of them admitting their circumstances led them to try hard drugs at least once. But for Brad, his brother's weight doesn't bother him, and his main concern is just to keep him alive for as long as possible.
I can care less if he's 300 pounds and able to walk, or if he's, $175 and able to go run marathons. as long as it extends his life period. Because my biggest fear right now is him being so obese that we can lose him any day.
And on a trip to the supermarket, we see just how much Brad gives in to Charles's cravings and doesn't hold back on anything.
I don't think I've left this house in a month. At least a month. Because to go anywhere, not only do I have to have someone drive my van, I need someone there to push me in my wheelchair. I feel like I don't care what people think about me. You see a little kid run by and you're like, hey, that guy's big. You know, that does not feel good. But I try to keep a positive mindset. At least when my brother and sister are around. I don't like being depressed. I try not to let myself get depressed. So I'm big, but I'm alive.
You want sugar, right?
Yeah, we're definitely gonna need some sugar.
Oh, those the gooey chocolate brownie mix. Let's just get this.
Get 2 of those. And that's it.
Any bagels?
No.
Oh,
My favorite right there.
they have small ones.
Oh, grab a couple of small ones.
Okay.
Brad goes around the store and actually encourages Charles to just get what he wants, even suggesting that he can take more than he originally asked for. It's clear that Brad is dealing with some sort of guilt around Charles and wants to show him he's supporting him through food. With the weight gain not slowing down, Charles decides to get in touch with Dr. Now to discuss joining his program and try and get his life back on track. As Houston is across the country from where Charles lives, Dr. Now joins a video call with Charles to discuss the treatment plan.
So what made you change and get off the med?
Want to live longer.
Alright. The normal weight is 100 pounds, yet you're hot. So you have 500 to 550 pounds to lose to be where you should be. And it's important you start to move toward that now, especially if you're losing your mobility. Are you able to walk?
A little bit.
What is a little bit?
See, from here to my bathroom's probably, I want to say at least 15 of my steps, and I start getting a little bit tired.
Okay, who else in this household besides you?
It would be my brother, who is actually paid to be my caretaker, and my sister and her boyfriend.
Okay, and they are taking for you?
Yeah.
Do they work?
My sister has a full-time job. My brother, his full-time job is taking care of me.
Okay. Who bring you the food? You don't seem like a person that go to the kitchen and get you.
My brother,
So your brother bring you a lot of food to eat so he can keep his job as a caregiver or what?
no.
What do you mean no?
He pretty much just does what I ask, you know.
So instead of killing yourself with men, you're killing yourself with the food.
I do find it funny when stars of the show always say things like, I'm working on cutting out this. You either have or you haven't. If Charles is still drinking soda, he's not working on cutting it out. He's just saying that because he thinks Dr. Now will find it impressive. Due to Charles' size and distance from Houston, Dr. Now suggests that Charles loses a couple £100 at home before he travels to the Houston office over concerns for his safety. And after the video call, Charles must get weighed at the local hospital as he's too large for his home scales and start a 1200 calorie a day diet to lose £50 a month. And just when Charles is about to leave to get weighed at a hospital, his truck doesn't start and he has to miss the appointment. In the meantime, Charles and his brother start the diet together, eating lots of plain chicken and veg. He even starts exercising a little bit more, although he still can't walk more than a few steps at a time.
I feel like I've been making a lot of good progress for the last 2 months, especially with my workouts. I can lift twice as many weights as when I started, and I'm getting excited for Dr. Now to meet me in person, because he's going to be impressed with how strong I've become. So far, I've mostly been focused on my upper body, and I haven't worked out my lower body as much, but that's going to be next. My goal is to make as much progress as I can before I go to the clinic here that Dr. Now wants me to go. But unfortunately, my car still isn't fixed, and I'm not sure if it's going to be at this point. So I still haven't figured out a way to go to the clinic.
To make sure Charles is staying on track, Dr. Now arranges another phone call with him, because by this point, it's been 3 months since Charles had the last video call and was supposed to have gone to get weighed. Obviously, because he still can't walk around, Charles hasn't lost any weight, and Dr. Now doesn't go easy on him, as he wants to know what he's been doing for the past 3 months.
What changes you have made with your eating habits?
I've substituted breakfast and lunches with my protein shakes. I'm eating smaller dinners and I'm drinking mostly water.
Okay, who gives you that idea that protein shake was a good idea?
I don't know. I thought it was a good idea because it wasn't a solid food.
Protein shake are empty calorie, unusable protein for your body, and it's not a part of your diet. Your diet consists of eating normal food in appropriate amount and making healthy weight. So it looked like those diet paper we gave you, you didn't really read them carefully, did you?
Charles drinking protein shakes is not only not what Dr. Now asked him to do, but also a complete waste of time and a bad way to diet. Protein shakes are meant to be used in addition to meals to get some extra protein, not to replace meals altogether. They also don't fill you up, which will make Charles's cravings even worse, as he's already shrinking his calories by over 90%. Some of the best diet advice that ever got told to me was not to drink your calories, because you just don't feel full. But anyway, that's besides the point, because it's pretty clear that he actually hasn't just been having protein shakes. He just thinks, again, that it sounds quite healthy, and thinks that Dr. Now will be happy to hear that. Dr. Now digs a little bit deeper to try and find out why Charles is complaining about being overweight, but then refusing to do anything about it, and you won't believe what Charles does next.
What is the goal for calling us and see what we can do for you?
Because I just need help losing weight.
And we give you some instruction and change your eating habit. You obviously, either you didn't understand it or you didn't read it. And I don't see any goal in your life. What happened when you lose weight?
I'll have a better life.
Better life. You get a caregiver and you get a social security. You eat the food. You have no job, no responsibility. What better life are you talking about? Charles, you expect me to believe you're going to change all that? I don't see that happening. And you were supposed to come and see us, so we don't know if that happened. So you're not going to do anything else.
I think this interview's over. I'm about to blow up.
And we give you 3 months to change your eating habit and have productive weight loss. You didn't do that, you didn't do diet, you didn't come and sit. So what is the purpose of that? Charles, and answer the question.
Honestly, Charles slamming his laptop down on Dr. Now totally enraged some viewers, many of them calling Charles out for his inability to face the truth and acting like a petulant child. It's easy to just put the phone down on a call, but what'll Charles do if he ever makes it to Houston and sees Dr. Now in person? Will he just storm out the appointment? He closes the computer. That should be the end of the episode. Honestly, that would be amazing if the credits rolled.
I don't need that. Yes, I do want to get better, but just because I'm fat don't mean I'm going to sit there and be put down. The interview's over. I'm done. Just turn the cameras off, please. I don't need this. I'm done.
But clearly the conversation does nothing to influence Charles, as he still continues to have the protein shakes even after Dr. Now told him to stop. It's almost like these stars think they know better than Dr. Now, and that they can just lose weight in their own way instead, despite the fact that they've got the 600 pounds using their own way. I never understand why they act like this either, especially when they were the ones that wanted to go on the show. He's helped hundreds, if not thousands of people over the course of his career. Why do they think that they know better than him?
Hey, Bradley.
What's up?
Can you go ahead and make me my morning protein shake?
Yeah, do you want strawberry or chocolate today?
Chocolate.
Chocolate.
The last call I had with Dr. Now really upset me. I don't think he had his head on straight that day, because he said a lot of things about me that just weren't true. But I still want his help, because I know he's the only person that's willing to try and help save my life. Thank you.
You have your pills and everything?
Yes, I do.
All right. I'll holler if you need anything else.
I haven't heard from his clinic, so I'm not sure if Dr. Nell will just take me back if I reach out again. I'm doing really good on my diet, I would say so. I do my protein shake in the morning, and I do mainly my protein shake for lunch. More salads for dinner lately.
Since he hung up on Dr. Now, he's been doing the same diet, which is the wrong one, which will have been for about 4 months now. And I don't want to be too harsh, he just doesn't like he's lost any weight at all. The thing with Charles too is that we don't actually know how heavy he is, because he never went to the clinic to weigh himself. We can guess it's somewhere between 500 to the early 600s, but we just simply don't know. This makes it impossible to track too, so we don't even know if Charles's diet is working, although we can be pretty sure it's not, given that his body looks the same and he still can't really walk, but Charles doesn't say it this way.
Looking back to my first video call with Dr. Now a couple months ago, I'm really proud of how far I've come.
Don't hurt yourself though, Charlie.
He's proud of where he's come from, but yet there's no measurable goal that he's achieved. He's walking, yes, but not more than a few steps, which is the exact same as before, and he looks pretty identical in size. Charles is clearly just living in delusion. This is a really similar situation to Penny, who I've previously covered on the channel a few months ago. She was so certain that she'd lost weight when she'd actually gained weight that she was convinced that the scales were wrong at the start, and she was actually even heavier than Dr. Now thought. It's easier for the stars to live in just delusion than for them to admit their mistakes and take action for their behaviour. And we're 7 months into Charles's journey before he's able to book a flight to Houston to see Dr. Now. By this point, he should have lost at least 200 pounds before Dr. Now would have approved him to fly, but Charles seems determined to travel despite this advice. The airport proves a challenging experience for Charles too, as they aren't known for being the most size accommodating places for obvious reasons.
Might have to widen it a little bit.
He's not gonna fit.
I knew this wasn't going to be easy, but now I'm starting to see the reality of it. Like seeing all these lines, I'm already feeling out of my comfort zone. Everyone is staring at me. To keep a positive mindset, I'm just trying to focus on how surprised Dr. Now is going to be when he sees me in this office in person. But right now, that's getting harder to do because my body is starting to hurt. And I can feel my breath starting to get short.
The experience must be completely humiliating for Charles, as airport staff have to make every single queue line bigger so he can pass through. Strangely too, Charles is motivated at the thought that Dr. Now will be impressed when he sees him. It's important to mention too that Charles doesn't actually have an appointment with Dr. Now booked. He's doing this all for a surprise, to show Dr. Now how much weight he's lost to try and impress him.
This side.
Oh. I'm already very tired and my knees are exploding with pain. And what am I supposed to do if I need to use the bathroom?
I really hope Charles booked 2 seats because he's literally taken up both of them. And of course, his diet slips up on the plane too.
Weren't the healthiest options on the plane. So I had a cheeseburger. I don't think Dr. Now would be too happy with that, but...
Airplane food isn't the best, but I can guarantee there would have been something healthier than a cheeseburger on board.
My knees are on fire and everything hurts, but I did it. And now I need to find a bathroom, because I need to get out of this diaper. Bad.
The fact that Charles had to wear a diaper on the plane because he knew he wouldn't have been able to use the toilet is really upsetting and a bit disturbing. His weight is having such a huge impact on his life, but he still doesn't seem 100% committed to changing it, even ordering a cheeseburger on the plane. Even this surprise announcement to see Dr. Now is a joke. It just serves no purpose at all. He's risking his life by flying, and Dr. Now wasn't comfortable with it until he'd lost at least 200 pounds. It's also crazy he can fly to Houston, but not drive the short distance to the local clinic for a start and weigh-in. Charles just seems too focused on the wrong things. On the morning of their surprise appointment, Charles and Brad start to think things through in their hotel room.
We started making a plan to go to Dr. Now's office and surprise him. We didn't end up feeling too confident that it was the best idea just going there. Like, what if Dr. Now's busy or something? I surprised him at the clinic. So now we're thinking maybe we should call Dr. Now first. He's still gonna be surprised when he meets me in person. And we did all the work getting into shape to fly here.
All right, here's this foot.
Ow!
Your feet are cold.
That's when I'll prove to him that I'm serious about doing whatever it takes to get the weight loss surgery. So now I just had to tell him on the phone, hey doc, I'm here in Houston.
All right.
Worried that Dr. Now might actually be busy today and not just sitting around waiting for them to show up, Charles decides to call him and give him the heads up that he'll be coming down.
Boston Sergeant's office, how may I help you?
Hello, this is Charles Bridgman. I was calling to hopefully get a hold of Dr. Now.
Sure, if you hold a moment, I'll get the doctor.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, this is Dr. Sergeant.
Hi, Dr. Now, how are you doing?
Is this Charles Brickman?
Yeah.
Well, Charles, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. I came out to Houston to surprise you.
What do you mean surprise me?
I just wanted to show up in person because I wanted to show you my results. I've made so much progress, I can make the trip to you now.
Well, Charles, you missed the appointment we set up for you at the local clinic 7 months ago. You're supposed to go to a local clinic and get your weight check and see what's going on. You didn't do that. And then when I follow up with you to see how you're doing, you hang up on me. When I ask you basic questions that aren't adding up, and now I haven't heard from you. So what exactly makes you think anything about what you're doing is a good idea?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah, well, I wanted to surprise you.
Well, Charles, the problem is that you're not listening to what we tell you, and this is a serious issue.
I have been listening, Dr. Now. Listen, I've lost a lot of weight.
Charles, I doubt that you have lost much weight. You would have cooperated and done what you were told to do if that was the case, instead of coming up with half-baked ideas and gimmick of coming to Houston without telling me. Coming all the way from Washington to Houston, how long a flight was that?
Like 4.5 hours?
Living in 4.5 hours, people with your weight, there is a high risk of developing blood clot in the leg, and the risk of pulmonary embolism is very high, so you have to be very careful. Sometimes taking blood thinner will help, and being up every hour to walk around in the plane is going to help you. So I would have told you not to come because it's not safe for you to travel that long. So the whole idea was to go to a local clinic. You missed that.
I'm aware. I just wanted to show up in person just so you can see the progress I've made. And you know I've made it here, so that has to show you I've come a long way.
Well, Charles, even if you make it to the flight, it doesn't mean that you're home free.
That wasn't the reaction I was expecting from Dr. Now. You know, after everything I just went through, I'm feeling a little let down and frustrated. I mean, whoa, he was just too damn hard on me. What he said about it not being safe to fly has me worried about what I've done. So now I'm really hoping and praying I didn't come all this way just to lose everything I worked for.
As the visit is a complete shock, Dr. Now has to see Charles out of hours so that the trip wasn't completely wasted. And because of the health implications, Dr. Now wants to run some tests on Charles to make sure that he isn't at risk of a blood clot. But now what you've been waiting for, the time has finally come. And after waiting more than 7 months, we finally get to see how heavy Charles actually is.
What I'm more nervous about is seeing what the scale says.
You can step on the scale when you're ready.
He knows I've been working hard, and my start weight was over 700. But I think I've lost enough to be down in the low 600s or even 500s.
Your weight today is 677. Please go to room 5.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I did think it was gonna be lower, but that's still a good weight because it shows I've made some good progress. That means I've lost something like 30 to 40 pounds. Plus, when Dr. Now sees how well I'm getting around, and the fact that I came all the way to Houston is going to impress him.
Charles is just in complete denial. A loss of 30 pounds over 7 months is not good progress. He should have been losing at least 50 pounds a month at this rate, so it's clear that his diet of protein shakes hasn't worked. And Dr. Now was right after all, and I can't say I'm too surprised. When Dr. Now arrives to the appointment, he clearly isn't impressed and doesn't let Charles get off lightly.
It's been a long day.
A long day sitting in a hotel room?
Yeah.
Well, Charles, it's nice to meet you in person. And I take it this is your brother?
Yeah, I'm also his caregiver.
He's also my caregiver.
All right. Well, Charles, you shouldn't have made that trip down here.
It wasn't that bad, though. A little cramped, but, you know, I stuck through it.
It still wasn't safe for you. The good news is that you're not 700 pounds, so you either wasn't as big as you thought, or you lost some weight.
I lost a little weight.
So you think you lost a little weight?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure about that. The bad news is you're still close to the 700. So even if you lost weight, at your height, you still have very high BMI.
Yeah.
One of the highest BMI I have seen. So traveling for you is very risky and dangerous. So we're gonna have to do some tests and make sure that everything's okay. When you going back?
Tomorrow, I think tomorrow night at 8 o'clock.
Okay, so we done some tests to make sure that you don't have a lot of issue or push your body to the limit, because if you do, then that's going to be very risky for you to go back. So if we find anything is wrong, we have to send you in the hospital. But if everything's okay, you can make that travel back home.
Okay.
But you're not coming back here like this again. Traveling isn't safe for you because your body is not made to be this way. You're 677 pounds.
No, it's not.
So,
I need to hurry up and get rid of it.
yes, you do. But if you want to do my program, the only thing you need to do is to start to lose a good amount of weight back at home and listen to what I tell you. You still have the book and exercise I give you?
Yeah, I have the exercise. I have that one, so I'm trying to follow your diet plans as well as I can. And I'm doing the exercises, and I'm trying to start paying attention to my vitamins.
Well, I don't see all that is accurate with little or no weight loss in 7 months.
I've seen him do it. He's doing really good. I'm very proud of him.
He keeps on me. He's my
I'm his motivation.
motivator.
Well, he may have made some progress, but the issue is not so much if he has. So, Charles, if you're serious, now is your chance to prove it. Once you go back, we'll set another local appointment for you in 2 months. And your goal is to lose 80 pounds in 2 months.
80 pounds in 2 months.
Okay? So, no more game and surprises, okay?
I promise I won't make no surprise visits till I lose the weight.
Okay.
With the goal of losing 80 pounds in 2 months, Charles has his work cut out for him. Thankfully, he can start straight away, as all of his results have come back clear. So Charles is able to get his flight back to Washington the next day. A month later, Charles should have lost about 40 pounds. He claims his diet's going great, but the scales will reveal if that's the truth next month. Brad also comments on Charles's improvements with his walking, but honestly, I'm not sure if I see it. It's great that Brad is so supportive of his brother, but at some points I actually think it's worse for Charles as he's given him false hope, and Brad is clearly a bit of an enabler.
Feeling pretty good. I was actually able to walk to the car and everything. My knees don't even hurt.
Very nice. I'm proud of you though, Charlie. You're doing really, really good on your exercises and your diet and stuff, dude.
We'll see how it goes right now at the park.
Like I know you can't tell the difference, but I can definitely tell the difference in how you're moving around. And
There for a little while, I was almost thinking I was gaining weight.
I thought you were too until we started moving around a little bit more, and I got to see how you're not out of breath all the time now. You're actually able to move without running out of breath.
But after walking about 10 feet, Charles is still out of breath.
Are you gonna be able to walk to your wheelchair from here if I put it by the grill?
Yeah.
Way to go though, Charlie. Walking, man. You're doing pretty good. Oop, don't trip. It's caught up on your legs. What is in the barbecue?
It doesn't seem like Charles is making much progress as he thinks, considering if you compare him at the start of the episode to now, there's hardly a difference. A month later, Charles has to go to his appointment at the local clinic for his weigh-in. In order to have lost 80 pounds, Charles would have to be under 600 pounds.
We are going to weigh in. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I was at 677 when I went to see Dr. Now. And I was supposed to lose 80 pounds over the last 2 months. So that means I have to be at 597 today.
That ball. Okay. Thank you.
I am excited I did so well. This is what Dr. Now said he wanted to see.
And look, I'm going to be honest, I really didn't expect Charles to lose any weight at all. Maybe it's because he's so short, but he doesn't look like he's lost anything, and his mobility has stayed the same. Dr. Now's pleased with the weight loss, so agrees to qualify Charles for weight loss surgery if he loses another 80 pounds over the next 2 months, and agrees to move to Houston. But that's a little bit uncertain for Charles.
So, Charles, now that your weight is down, you need to get out and move around and increase your activity, get out of the house, okay?
Okay.
And you think you can do that?
Yeah.
Okay. And that is going to give you a much easier ability to travel, and it's going to be less risky, and it's going to be easier in your body, okay?
Okay.
So keep up with your diet, and let's see how we do in 2 months, and get yourself ready to move down here for weight loss surgery, okay?
Okay.
Keep up the good work and stay focused with it, okay?
All right, Dr. Now.
You can do it, okay?
I know. I'm doing my best. I'm working on it.
Don't give up.
Yes, sir. You have a blessed day.
You too. And if you need anything, give me a call.
All right. Bye, Dr. Now.
All right, bye now.
So how do you feel about moving down to Houston?
I'm not going to move down to Houston.
I don't blame you.
I'll go down there for my recovery, but
Yeah.
I am not moving to Houston.
Yeah.
All right, let's get going.
The fact that Charles worked to lose the weight to qualify for the weight loss surgery, which he was intent on having, but then turns around and refuses to travel there is really strange. And the fact that he told Doc Now it'll be fine, but then complains after the call ends is pretty crazy. How does he think he'll be able to have weight loss surgery without moving to Houston? He'll be unable to travel the long distance back to Washington for several weeks, and will need to stay close to Dr. Now's practice so that he can come to the appointments and get weighed. I just want to remind you, this is like a later season of the show as well, so if he's watched the other episodes, which he clearly has if he signed up for the show, you'll know that most of them need to move to Houston. As another month rolls by, Charles has made his final decision about Houston.
I have decided not to move to Houston. It's too far, and I'm not going to leave my family. If I were to move away from my family right now, it'd probably break my heart. Dr. Now has just asked for too much. And so there's no point in going to the appointment. I told Dr. Now's office I would talk to him on another video call instead. So I'm going to have that call with him today. Bradley.
What's up, Charlie?
Oh, wow. Look at that. How you doing, Dr. Now?
I'm doing okay, Charles. What's going on with you? All right, are you losing weight?
Yep.
All right, so you ready to move down to Houston?
Not ready to move down to Houston yet. I have stuff going on down here. I was just wondering, since I'm doing okay with my weight loss down here, if there's any way possible I can get my surgery down here.
What seemed to be issue that you're not able to move to Houston?
My family's out here. I have a good support system going on out here.
So if you want to be with your family, the only option for you will be to continue to lose weight, because weight loss surgery requires that you come to Houston and stay here. It is safe for you to go back.
Can you make an exception for me to have my surgery here because I've been doing so well?
At this point, there is no exception that we can make for you.
Then I'm going to have to lose as much as I can on my own, and I'll have to call you.
All right, so Charles, I wish you the best. And if you change your mind, give me a call.
Thank you, Dr. Now, and thank you for all the help.
You're welcome.
Okay.
What I don't understand is, like I've just said, Charles would have always knew he'd had to move to Houston for the surgery. If he was dead set on not moving, I just don't see the point of why he signed up for the show. Without the surgery, chances of long-term success for super morbid obese patients is less than 5%. So unless he really sticks to the diet, you can't see him losing more weight.
I can say I'm surprised at Charles' outcome and decision. He seems to think he can make up his own rules of how things should go. But that's not happening here, so I wish him the best. Hopefully he will wake up before he gets to a breaking point. But with what I have seen, I'm still not too optimistic about that.
I don't look at it like I failed the program because I'm doing good. I'm losing weight. I don't know what my future looks like right now. It's kind of developing as I go, but I'm confident that things are going to work out all right and that I'll still end up getting the surgery eventually. Just, it's not going to happen right away.
Unfortunately, Charles shows that he's living in denial yet again. Originally, his family would have moved to Houston with him. He and Brad were even looking for places to live when they flew down to surprise Dr. Now. So I really don't believe that it's just not the right time or whatever other excuse Charles has. Like many other patients, Charles just isn't ready to face the truth and actually put in the hard work to go through with the surgery. As of 2023, Charles did seem to keep losing weight, albeit very slowly. At 385 pounds, he shared a photo on social media where he does look much healthier. As of now, Charles keeps a pretty low profile, but we can only hope that he got down to his goal weight and managed to keep it off too. And if you want to see someone else who was incredibly rude to Dr. Now and totally failed in their weight loss journey, click the video that's on your screen now to see Angie J's story. Thank you for watching. Make sure you follow my Instagram at BigCraigYT. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a video, and I'll see you in the next one.